Hello students, in today's video I will teach you graphical representation of cumulative frequency distribution. So cumulative frequency distribution can be of two types. See, we'll be doing graphical representation of cumulative frequency distribution. Now cumulative frequency can be of two types. One, it can be in ascending order, or second, it can be in descending order. The graph of cumulative frequency distribution in ascending order can be obtained by converting the given grouped data into less than type frequency distribution table. And cumulative frequency in descending order can be obtained by converting it into more than type frequency distribution table. Now, how to convert the grouped data into less than type frequency distribution table or more than type frequency distribution table? We should understand first of all this conversion. So I'll be taking help of one question to explain you how to convert the given grouped data into less than type frequency distribution table and more than type frequency distribution table. So let us take one example. I have taken class intervals 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Frequencies, let me take 2, 5, 11, 4, 3. So I have just taken one question to explain you how to convert this group data. So in front of you class intervals are there and frequency is there into less than type frequency distribution table and more than type frequency distribution table. So first of all, less than type frequency distribution table. Before you convert the group data into less than type or more than type frequency distribution table, you have to ensure that the class intervals must be continuous. So as we see 0 to 10, upper limit is 10, 10 to 20, lower limit is 10. So see, it is continuous, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40, 40, right? So whatever is the upper limit of first class interval, same is the lower limit of next class interval. So this continuation should be there for this purpose. Now how to convert? Step 1, heading will remain same, class intervals. We will write here less than. When you have to convert into less than type frequency distribution table, we will be picking the upper limits. So less than, we know 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. These are known as lower limits and these values are known as upper limits. So we have to take upper limits. So less than 10, next is 20, 30, 40, 50. So this is how you have to convert the class intervals into less than type. So less than 10, less than 20, less than 30, less than 40, less than 50. What we have picked? We have picked the upper limits. Right? Now, what about frequency? Now you see, less than 10. How many are there who are getting less than 10? So 0 to 10 there are 2. It means less than 10 are 2. Less than 20. 0 to 10 are 2. 10 to 20 are 5. So less than 20 will be 2 plus 5, 7. There are 7 who are getting less than 20. Right? Once again, class interval 10 to 20 means in 10 is included, 20 is not included. 20 is included in next class 20 to 30. So 10 to 20 means all the values which are less than 20, they are included in this category. So 5 plus 2, 7. 7 are less than 20. Now what is less than 30? Less than 30 means all the values of the first three class intervals. So 11, that comes in the range of less than 30. 5 is also under less than 30. 2 is also under less than 30. So 11 plus 5 plus 2, 18. Or you can say whatever is the previous frequency, add the next frequency in that. So we get here, like for example, first is same 2. Then we did 2 plus 5, 7. And for next we will do 7 plus 11. That is 18. Next 18 plus 4, that is 22. Then 22 plus 3, 25. So this is, we got frequency, though we have written frequency, but it is not frequency, it is cumulative frequency. When the data is, class intervals are less than type, so obviously the frequency alongside is cumulative. Now if you see the order, this cumulative frequency is of ascending order, and as it is in ascending order, you see here 2, 7, 18, 22, 25, it is keep on increasing, ascending order, right? So this is how we convert the simple group data into less than type frequency distribution table, right? So once again, what we did to convert it into less than type frequency distribution table, we will take the upper limits less than 10, less than 20, less than 30, less than 40, less than 50. And what we will do with the frequency, the first frequency will remain same. Then we will keep on adding the next frequency, means we have to calculate the cumulative frequency. So 2 plus 5, 7, 7 plus 11, 18, 18 plus 4, 22, 22 plus 3, 25. This is how we convert the simple group data into less than type frequency distribution table. Now let me teach you to convert the simple group data into more than type frequency distribution table. For that I am taking the same table. So we have class intervals 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Next is 30 to 40 and 40 to 50. Same question I am taking. Frequencies 2, 5, 11, 4, 3. Now our target is to convert the group data into more than type frequency distribution table. So students, first heading will remain same, that is class interval. So we will write here more than or equal to 0. In case of this, it is just opposite of the less than type 1. In less than type we have taken the upper limits. In more than type we will take lower limits. So more than or equal to 0, more than or equal to 10, more than or equal to 20, more than or equal to 30, more than or equal to 40. So here more than or equal to will be written. Why we writing more than or equal to? Why not only more than? Because we know in lower limits, like class interval is 0 to 10. So 0 is included in this class interval and 10 is not included in this. 10 is included in next class interval, that is 10 to 20. So as 10 is included in 10 to 20, so we don't write here more than 10. We write more than or equal to 10. So this is why we are writing more than or equal to, because in more than or equal to type we take the lower limits and lower limits includes the value itself. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 are included in this. So we write more than or equal to. Now see, more than or equal to 0. It is 0 to 10. 0 to 10 are 2. It means it must be more than, because here 0 or more than 0. So all these values are 0 or more than 0, no? So what we are supposed to do, we have to add the some frequency, that is 25 more than 0. So all the observations are more than 0. So we'll write 25, right? Then what is next? More than or equal to 10. So this 2 is less than 10, no? 2 is 0 to 10. So frequency 2 is 0 to 10. It means rest all the frequencies are above 10. So we will subtract this 2 from the total. So rest all we will take 5, 11, 4, 3. All these values are above 10. So more than or equal to 10 are how many? 23. How we got? 25 minus 2. Then next, more than or equal to 20. Now you see more than equal to 20. So according to class interval, 20 to 30 are more than 20, and obviously 30 to 40, 40 to 50 are more than 20. So what we will include? We will include 11, 4 and 3, right? So 11 and 4, 15, 15 and 3, 18. So in other way you can say whatever is the previous value, subtract the frequency from it. So 23 minus 5, 18. So next is more than or equal to 30. So that is 18 minus 11, that is 7. And next is 7 minus 4, 3. So this will be the frequency. So this frequency is cumulative frequency. Now in this case, you see cumulative frequency is in decreasing order, whereas in less than type it is in increasing order, right? This is one thing. Another important thing that you should consider, in less than type distribution table, the first frequency remains same as compared to group data, simple group data. See, the first frequency is same and last is total. In case of more than, first is total and last frequency is same. You see here 3, it is same, right? So this is how we convert the simple group data into less than type frequency distribution table or more than type frequency distribution table. So now we will see how to represent it on graph. Now in 9th class you learn how to draw the graph of frequency, that is known as frequency polygon. In this class we will be doing how to draw the graph of cumulative frequency, and graph of cumulative frequency is known as ogive. So ogive is of two types. One is less than ogive, or second type is more than ogive. Less than type ogive you will get when you will represent the less than type distribution information on the graph, and more than type ogive you will get when you will represent more than type distribution table on graph. Now let me repeat: graph of cumulative frequency is called ogive. It can be of two types: less than ogive, more than ogive. So how to get it? Let me explain from this equation only. So see, for this we have to take the first quadrant of the graph. I am doing roughly. So let we have taken the graph like this on a graph paper. Here is the x-axis, here is y-axis, point of origin. You have to take appropriate scale. So as you see, these values are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We have to represent the class intervals on x-axis and frequency on y-axis. So we'll be representing class intervals on x-axis and frequency on y-axis. So we'll take the appropriate scale. 1 big division equal to 10. And these values are 2, 7, 18 and so on. So I am just taking 10 only. 10, 20, 30, 40. You can take 5, 10, 15, 20, so on. So to make you understand, I have taken roughly the values. So what we have to do next, we have to represent this column on x-axis and these values on y-axis. So our coordinate point will be what? Let me explain you here. So first coordinate point will be 10, 2. The next will be 20, 7. Next 30, 18. After this 40, 22 and 50, 25. So these will be the coordinate points on the graph. So let me represent 10, 22. So x value is abscissa is 10, ordinate is 2. So we'll plot a point like this. I am doing roughly, once again I am saying. Then 20, 7. So say roughly it will come here. Then 30, 18. Then 40, 22. Then 50, 25. Right? So what you are supposed to do next, you are supposed to join these points with free hand. So we'll join it. You can use scale, and using scale you can join 2 points at one time, and like this you will draw the curve. So this is less than ogive. You have to write the coordinate values here: 10, 2, 20, 7, 30, 18, 40, 22 and 50, 25. And here we will mention less than ogive. Now important parts: you must label the x-axis and y-axis. So what is the heading? Here I have written class interval, so we'll write class interval. If here heading is ages, we'll write here ages. If it is marks, we will write marks. So whatever is the heading of this column, we will write on x-axis. So here class interval you must mention, and here suppose we have number of students, so we will mention on y-axis number of students. If it is number of people, we will mention number of people. Whatever is heading of frequency column, that same we have to mention here. So here I am writing frequency because I have taken this name only, right? The next part is you must mention the scale. So scale, you must mention scale along x-axis, one big division is equal to 10, and along y-axis, one big division is equal to 10. Now on y-axis and x-axis scale can be different, it need not to be same. So these are the important points. You must mention the scale, you must write the coordinate values, you must label x-axis and y-axis, arrowheads should be there, origin must be mentioned. So these are the essential parts of the graph. And you must write here less than or g, right? So this is how you have to draw less than or g. For less than or g, you need the less than type frequency distribution table that I taught you how to make, right? Now in the similar way we will draw more than type or g. So see, once again I am taking first quadrant. So I am taking the same scale 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and here I am taking 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This is y-axis, this is x-axis, right? Now what are the coordinate points that we have to represent on the graph? First point is 0, 25. So 0, 25 is this point. Next is 10, 23. So 10, 23 will roughly come here. Then 20, 18. So 20, 18 will represent. It will come somewhere here. Then next is 30, 7. So 30, 7 will come here. Then 40, 3. So after plotting all the points, we will join the points to make a curve. So here we will join the 2 points at one time. You may use the scale. So this curve is called more than type or G. So again the same thing, we must write the coordinate values. So it is more than or G, scale must be mentioned, x-axis and y-axis must be labeled. All the important parts you must mention properly. So this is how we draw less than type or G, less than or G and more than or G on Cartesian plane. So this is complete thing. Now next is what do you do with this ogive? How this ogive can be helpful? So we can use the ogive, this graph, for calculating median graphically. Now how to calculate median graphically? So we'll be calculating median from less than ogive or more than ogive. Method is step 1, calculate n over 2, where n stands for total of frequency. Like in our case it is 25, so we will calculate n over 2, 25 over 2, that is 12.5. Now plot this value n by 2 on y-axis, like 12.2 will come between 10 and 20, so here will be 12.5. now we have to see the 12.5 n by 2 value on y-axis, and then we have to draw a line parallel to x-axis until it intersects the curve. So we will draw a line parallel to x-axis unless it cuts the curve ogive at a point, and from that point we will draw the perpendicular on x-axis. So from this point we will draw the perpendicular on x-axis. Wherever it cuts the x-axis, that value on x-axis will be the median. So whatever is the value here on x-axis, that is median. So once again, how to calculate median from this graph? First thing, you have to calculate n over 2. N stands for the total of frequency. In case of less than type table, the last cumulative frequency is total of frequency. So calculate n over 2. Plot this value on y-axis, and from that point you have to draw a line parallel to x-axis unless it cuts the less than type ogive. Wherever it cuts the less than type ogive, from there you have to draw the perpendicular on x-axis. Wherever the perpendicular cuts the x-axis, that value on x-axis will be known as median. Same is the procedure for more than type ogive. So represent 12.5 on y-axis, then draw a line parallel to x-axis unless it cuts the curve ogive. Wherever it cuts the curve ogive, draw a perpendicular on x-axis. Wherever the perpendicular cuts the x-axis, that point you will get the median. So this is how you can see the median from graph.